Namaskaram. Just a few days ago, I was actually in one of the family events, and there were a lot of people, friends, family friends, things like that. And somehow, after dinner, there are always topics and things people talk about. And suddenly, the whole point of astrology came. And obviously, people wanted to know if it's real, if it's all just fake nonsense. Is it even possible to predict future? You know. Now I remember that reminded me of a story when I was a child. I was very little. I don't remember a whole lot of details, but I went to a temple and there was a sadhu, a very old sadhu. And just for 5 rupees, I think he was looking at people's hands. Like he would just look at people's hands and he would tell all the details about people's lives and how many children they have and like all the details. Basically they would predict. He would make such elaborate uh, predictions, I guess, right, just by looking at the hand and knowing the date of birth and whatnot. So at that time, I was curious. I mean, I was just a little child. I always thought, is such a thing even possible? I never really paid much attention to it. And as I grew up, I kind of thought, well, what the heck? It's all nonsense, anyways. There is no such thing. And I mean, even at this point in my life, I'm not like I've never studied astrology. I'm not like a hand reader or a palmist. I don't do any of those things. However, I have not made any conclusion about it because when I started meditating, I saw something so beautiful within myself that I'm like, I never knew about meditation, and there it is. So I realized something which was already there. Maybe astrology is the same. I have no idea. I have no idea. And then people started asking me, you know, in this family meeting, whether if it's real, whether if it's all just like a sham. Like I do meditation, so I mean, do I know people's futures, things like that? I don't. I really don't. It's not like something I just said I don't know. It's not something I would know. Even if I did, I mean, maybe about myself I would know, but not about others. Again, it's just something I have no clue about. So, so that's why, that's why I just completely avoided the whole topic. But one thing I did mention there is that, looks, I mean, it's a whole elaborate procedure. There's a lot of study going behind it, and maybe it is possible, maybe it is not. How do you know unless you study it? See, meditation was like that, right? Unless you meditate, you don't know, right? So if you study it, if you involve yourself into it, then you will know whether if it's real, whether if it's fake, or whether it doesn't make sense. But you have to first involve yourself. Without studying, without just, you know, without doing anything, if you just conclude, that's not that's not intelligent. That's not smart. So that's all I have to say. You have to first study it to know it. Without it, you should not make any judgment about it. Maybe it's true. You never know. You just haven't studied about it, right? So, that's why you should not make any uh, hard conclusions about it. So, namaskaram.